Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the Chocolate Broadcast. Our most viewed broadcast episode was last week, I'm assuming because of the title kind of being clickbaity. Said movie theaters sucked. And I talked about pretty much almost everything but movie theaters because at the end, ironically, that title was not really clickbaity in the slightest in my mind because I was like, oh man, I'm talking about theaters, whatever. And I listened to that shit yesterday and I was like, I talked about theaters for like 5 whole minutes out of like almost an hour long podcast. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different again, just like last week's, because I'm here to tell a story, to tell my lore. So we're going to do the usual like we did last week where we skip over the news and blah, blah, whatever. And we're going to kind of get right into it. No computer again this week. There is one news story I do want to touch on as well. If you're new here, hit that like, subscribe button. This is my kind of like personal podcast where it's a one-man show pretty much. But if you are not into that type of stuff, you clicked on this video and you're still here for whatever reason, go watch my reviews. That's what I usually do. I review movies, TV shows, and the like. And every now and then, we might be bringing it back. You might get a video game review every now and then because I don't usually review, like I haven't done them in like, I feel like 4 to 5 months, whatever. And I've actually beaten a lot of stuff, especially recently, like High on Life 2, Reanimal. We got another game up there too. Oh yeah, Outer Worlds 2. That should be. I have all my games because there's so many. The backlog's getting crazy because I like to get physical as well, and so I have them all like kind of like on like a shelf on the right, like kind of like my bookcase. Like I've got them like imagine like they're like right here, but they're like stacked up this way. If you're not watching this, by the way, like if you're watching this non on video, then just imagine a bookcase and they're stacked long ways. And then once I beat them, I put them like on another shelf, and so. I'm not dumb when it comes to, it's kind of like movies, right? Like I know what I haven't watched. I know what I have watched. Same deal with games, and books and stuff like that. I'm not one of those people that's like, I can't remember if I've seen that or not. Unless it's just so forgettable or something like that, I'm going to know. But I still like to do it like that because also I like looking at my physical backlogs. Like right now, off topic, I have, so we have Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation. Nintendo, my Switch 2, I moved into my living room, so I actually don't have that backlog with me right now. Off the top of my head, I haven't played Metroid Prime 4. Actually, you know what? I have the empty boxes over here, I think. I haven't played Metroid Prime 4 yet. That new Hyrule Warriors, I haven't. Radu Remastered, I just got last Christmas. Octopath Traveler 0. I don't even know why I said it like that, like I got it as a gift. No, I bought this for myself last Christmas. And that I think that's it. I think Hades 2 as well. And now that I think about it, there's one digital game on there. It's that one where you play as the baby. I can't think of what that's called, but I have that as well. That's digital only, which I think they're releasing physical now. I hate it whenever I do that. That's why I need to wait because, as you said, I haven't played it. But on Xbox, I have Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion Remastered, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remake, along with 3 HD 2D Remake. And then I put on the bottom for some reason, because it just kind of hit me like 2 weeks ago that I haven't beat them before. We have Skyrim and Fallout 4. Put a lot of hours into both of those games, never have beaten them, ever. And so I was like, well, maybe we should do that on one day. That's what on the bottom of that list, but those are also on Xbox I have. And then on PlayStation, it's where the big backlog comes into. So digitally, right now I can think of, I have Romeo is a Dead Man. And I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, which is so funny because I was always on the Overwatch hype train. I've been playing it since 2016 and never stopped. And so now it's fun to know that a lot of other people are now joined in. But still consistently play that as far as my multiplayer game. Marathons next week, I'll probably grab that. And then the big RE9 is this week, which we'll put a pin in that. That's a story time after I tell you this backlog. So right now, looking right here on my shelf, we've got Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Tides. And by the way, all these games I've named off, I have, outside the Skyrim and Fallout thing, I have not played any of these games. I have a problem where I buy games and I don't play them. Now, I'm going to tell you basically this lore story. Like the whole point of this podcast is to get into me working in a movie theater, stuff like that, whatever. And when I tell you those hours and stuff, you'll be like, oh, that's how you used to play more and do more and blah, blah, blah. And I always thought, like, especially like getting done with school and stuff like that last year, I always kind of imagined that I was like, oh, I'm going to have more time. Somehow, even though I have more free time, I have less free time. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any, I'm confused. Okay. I thought I was going to have more time to read, more time to play games, stuff like that. I still keep up with my movies and shows, but even like that, like I realized next week, both School Spirit Season 3 and Hijack end. My brother in Christ, I haven't even started Hijack yet, the new season, and I haven't even, I think I'm on episode 3 of School Spirits. So tonight, I'm going to try to grind on School Spirits, watch Hijack into this weekend, and hopefully be done by Tuesday before that new episode drops at 8. And I was like, dude, those are like shows I feel like I want to review, especially School Spirits, because I want to kind of get the word out there. But anyways, so I get distracted easily, as you can tell. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4 is on there. We've got Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. Now, funny story about that, I have 2 copies of that game. I have the Xbox copy when it was kind of okay. I couldn't really get into it, but this copy is like the full complete edition. It comes with like the Ash Tribe, whatever, DLC, whatever it's called. We got Silent Hill F, Chronos: The New Dawn, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I put Witcher 3 Wild Hunt back up in there because I'm rumored that we're getting a DLC of that, and also there's a story time about that, which I guess I'm going to tell now, so I want to go back. But there was a point in my life where when I started school, I went and was basically visiting my grandparents for like 2 weeks. And basically, my mother, when she was, I told her, because I had like a little case. Like, I like having case for it, so I got to switch to case over here that like where you put the dock and everything up in it. And I'll probably never use it, but I always do just in case. And so I had that for my PS4, and at the time I had Final Fantasy VII Remake in that thing. And she dropped it. Even though I told her not to, she just forgot. I told her, I said, don't open the back, let me handle that. She opened it, it fell out. She like tried to grab it. I saw it and I was like, bro, like I ran out of the car. Didn't even notice what she was doing. And basically, for some reason, even though I paid for PlayStation Plus, they didn't do any of the cloud stuff for me. I don't know why it wasn't enabled. So all of my save, and at that point I had gotten to the Blood and Wine DLC, so like all that shit was gone. All that grinding, all those hours, all this that, and I was sick to my stomach. I never played the DLC, so I'm not playing this shit. And so I am going to go through the journey for sure. And then what else we got out here? We got Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and then we've got the Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. We got Dragon Dogma 2, El Paso Elsewhere, and I'm blanking right here. It's the something Princess. I can't read that. What the hell is that? It's sad. This how much I buy. Slay the Princess. That's what it is. That little kind of choose your own adventure game. Now I have these kind of in order of how I want to play them. So real quick, I'm gonna tackle the Yakuzas. If I can remember some of these stories, I put pins in too. So the Yakuza games, I could never get into 7. I didn't like. I was a big fan of 0. I still think it's my favorite Yakuza game. I played through all of them when I decided to finally give it a chance, and it blew my mind. And I was like, man, these games are awesome. And then on the new consoles, I played all of them. I played the Man Who Erased His Name on Game Pass back when I had Game Pass. Played all this other stuff, blah, 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 and I love it. 7, kept trying to get into. I always, like, my thing is this, I love, like, a Persona. I love, like, a tactical game. I love games where you level up and stuff like that, but I don't like it where you have to grind. I hate that shit. Make it where it's like, hey, if I just want to mainline the main story, I can do that. Or if I want to do something, like, I like games like that. And so Yakuza 7, I don't think it has a difficulty slider. It's just set on normal. And I'm usually not one of those ones like, oh, I'll swap it easy. But like, I literally cannot get past the boss where you fight Majima. And it's because I'm under leveled, and so like I was like grinding stuff, but like I don't want to play these many games. Like I just like at this point, especially at right now, if I ever went back and played it, I would probably play it differently. But like I just like, hey, I just want to play the story. I was really into it. I didn't really want to stop, and that was my own fault. But at the same time, I like how old Yakuza, like, well, you might be a little under level, but you bring like 1,000,000,001 of them health things. You just pop them toes every like 12 minutes or whatever. And so I like that, but I still get the Yakuza games. Like I said, still play the ones I can. The Lost Judgment franchise, I've been playing that. I'll beat both of those. Hope they make a third one. And so Yakuza Kiwami 3 is the top of my list because I can play and beat that. I don't have to have any ties to 7. It takes place before. It's a remake of 3, which I have played. And then Infinite Wealth, I just decided I'll skip 7, right? I was like, we're never going to beat it. Let's just skip it. Infinite Wealth, I was playing correctly. I was doing all the side stuff, whatever. But the problem is it came out in January a couple years ago now. and there was like this big like renaissance of like people just dropping like these bangers for some reason in February, like they did this year. And so I just kept putting a pin in it, kept putting a pin in it, kept putting a pin in it, like go back to it for like 2 weeks. Oh, we got to stop. And I just never got around to it. And so that's why I have Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii underneath it, because I heard that it spoils 8, and I do still want to beat 8, especially like where I'm at. I'm doing a bunch of odd jobs, leveling up, stuff like that, whatever, playing it correctly. And I'm really actually having a fun time with it. I'm loving the story, stuff like that. And so, yeah, this is now almost turned into a game podcast. We haven't gotten to the main topic yet. Christ. I can't remember. Didn't I say I was going to put a pin in something else? I probably did. Lord bless me. I need to start taking fucking notes. But yeah, I'm looking like, I don't think I was talking about anything else. I'm looking Chronos through Dawn. I do want to play, really bad. And it was even like that. I had time like a couple months ago, but I just wasn't in the mood for horror. And so I chose something else, on my backlog. I actually think I chose to beat the Battlefield 6 campaign, which I really enjoyed. And like, I had a big problem when Ghost of Yote came out because I was 100%ing it. And so that took me a lot longer than I thought it would, like getting the platinum trophy. And so that dipped into probably about almost like 2-3 weeks worth of playing something else. And I probably could have, like, especially like something like Silent Hill F or Chronos, which are on the shorter sides of like being under 20 out. I probably could have beat those for sure. But you live and you learn. And so, yeah, I think that's it for games. Resident Evil is this week. That is my, oh yeah, that's what I put a pin in. It's my favorite franchise of all time. Live and die for those games. I absolutely love the Resident Evil franchise. And I said something. I told somebody this the other day about how I basically kind of like want to gatekeep stuff, and I don't like being that person. But what I don't like, I call them hype beast, right? I've been playing Resident Evil forever. Okay, I remember like back in the day, my mom's best friend. I went over there to their house, whatever. She's talking to her, hanging out, and her 2 sons I used to hang out with all the time, and they were older than me. Like I'm gonna say if I was like 10, they were probably like 16, 17, right? Like so, like they knew about the Halos. Like that's how I got. Ironically, this was so funny. My video game history, right? So, and this might just be a video game podcast. I'm not wait. I love talking video games, but anyways, and that's what's so ironic about this channel too. That's probably what I'm most passionate about, but like it's a movie channel. Does that make any fucking sense? It doesn't. But I watch a lot of movies, man. I want to talk those too. It's just, you can't do that bridge. Like you can't, like you gotta have a niche. Like I've grown so much more that I just haven't covered game stuff, which is funny. But anyways, so I got my, Game Boy Advance. Before I even played my Game Boy Advance, we used to have like an old PC at my original house, like where I grew up, and I used to play like CD-ROMs of like, I don't even know if these were like demos or full games. I never beat them, of course. Like we had like Scooby-Doo games, and like I had like this Aladdin game that I really remember a lot for some reason. And yeah, like I pretty much grew up a Nintendo boy, which is funny because I have like I love my Nintendo stuff. I still bought a Switch 2 and stuff like that, but like I have like no bearing on my Nintendo console. Like for example, there's people who's like, I'm buying Resident Evil 9 on my Switch, and like these are people that have PS5s. I'm like, why the fuck? I'm just one of those. Like it's like I'm gonna play it on like whatever's gonna look best on. I don't have a PC, so my second option would be a PlayStation or something like that, right? And also, I wouldn't do Xbox because I play, Resident Evil's all on PlayStation. I've done that all on PlayStation. And so, yeah. But anyways, grow up Nintendo boy, Game Boy, then DS and stuff like that, Wii U and all other stuff like that, right? And I remember going over to these guys' houses, and they had an Xbox 360. Now, I didn't get my Xbox 360 till I was 10. It might have been going on 11, actually. And at that time, I believe, I'm pretty sure I had my Wii and saw that already. So I'd already been through some stuff, but like I knew Pokemon, knew this, that, whatever. I remember the first time I ever booted, because like the first game I ever booted up my 360 was fucking Call of Duty, Black Ops 1. And I heard Woods and him, who was like, man, shoot that motherfucker. I said, whoa, bro. I was like, I've never heard a game like this. Like I'm so used to like bullshit like Wii Sports and like Mario, this and that, like Super Mario Brothers and Smash and all that other shit like that. I was like, what are we doing? It kind of opened my mind up to other games and stuff. And so anyways, going back to the story where I started, went over to these guys' houses and stuff like that, whatever. And they kind of like showed me a whole new world. Like there are reasons why I like Halo. Like we used to play Halo multiplayer, I remember. And that shit was awesome. It also really was awesome too because at the time, especially growing up for a long time, I never had Wi-Fi. It was just something my parents didn't care about. You know, you had the cable satellite box bullshit like that growing up in the early 2000s. You didn't need that shit, okay? And so I never played Halo multiplayer like that in this center. I didn't. My first Halo was Halo 4. Now I think about it, I played all of them now, but my first entry into it was 4. They also got me into Skyrim. Funny story about that too is that I remember, I guess hell I'd been like 11 or 12 or something like that. I remember being a little bitch about not getting. I was borderline about to cry. I was like, I've got to get Skyrim. I was like, that's what he told me it was good, and I had seen him play it, and I didn't realize that like because I was running around picking everything up at the beginning of the game. I used to think my game was broke because every time I would start walking, I was like, why am I moving so slow? I thought the game was broken. And I remember I got so mad like one day when I tried to play it again because I would go back. I went back to this multiple times and I threw all my stuff out because I remember I restarted the game multiple times. Like, okay, it's working fine. And I remember I threw all my stuff out, and then I eventually saw in the corner, oh, there's a weight. I was like, oh, you can't carry. So like, I put that together. Like, I didn't know about games like this. Mario don't do that shit. And so, so living you learn, man. But I love older games like that. Like that's how I got in the Splinter Cell franchise. Well, also one of my other favorite franchises. But yeah, Resident Evil and me go way, way back. You know, like I said, going to those dudes' houses. Them playing like RE1, RE2, RE3, and then you know, I love the remakes, Code Veronica, stuff like that, whatever. And so like every Resident Evil game is special in my heart. And this is kind of going back to what I was saying earlier is like kind of weirdly gatekeeping. So like all of my friends, for example, are like really into Resident Evil now. And like I saw like 2 of them the other day playing like Resident Evil 6, and like it's like a weird feeling that you get like back. Like I was like, shit. Now I've been playing Resident Evil 6. What y'all know about that? And it's weird because like I want more people to play it, but like it's gotten so mainstream to the point where I'm getting fucked over, like an OG fan. Like so much to the point where like because like Amazon, right? I don't usually order games on here, but because the deluxe edition was $100, I was like, well, they don't charge you 2 days before. This was like fucking what September, October last year when pre-orders went live. And so I ordered it on there because I was like, I'm not dropping $100 because especially like that too. Best Buy, I don't know. You probably order stuff like that from before if you're listening to this, but like Best Buy, like they'll give you your money back, then they'll take it back, then they'll give you money. It's just back and forth. And so Amazon, if you're like, hey, I just want one charge only, that's the way to go. So I ordered my deluxe edition from there. One of the first people to order, like as soon as I went live, I pre-ordered it, right? So these bastards, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, they opened it back up for pre-orders. I remember I saw Wario64 tweet out, and I was like, how the fuck is this in stock? I was like, well, whatever. Maybe they got extra stock. No, apparently they didn't. They just oversold. And so people like me that ordered it first are getting fucked over. Got a message talking about my copy's going to be like March 26th. I was like, the fuck? And I'm not waiting that long for that. I will just own 2 copies of this game. It's that serious. I do not give a fuck. But yeah, it's like an odd feeling because like part of me is not want to gatekeep. I want people to play it, so like that, whatever. But at the same time, it's like it's gotten so mainstream to like I saw a report today, and I even checked myself, right? Because I want to get my hands on like a regular copy at this point, and then just keep my other one pre-ordered. And I guess whenever it comes to me, I guess I'll just be having 2 copies of it so I can get the deluxe edition stuff. And I might even just fucking cancel it, dude. I hate that I have every single steelbook of it. Like I have the steelbook of RE2 remake, RE3 remake, 7, 8, 4 remake, which I used to have displayed over here, but I put it up on my shelf now. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, OCD kind of kicking. I want the RE9 deluxe, but it just sucks because it's like, well, it's sold out. This and whatever. And like, this is a lot of people's first Resident Evil. It's a damn near overselling. Like they're like, we don't have copies to provide you. And so, like I said, not sounding selfish, but like part of me just kind of like, damn, kind of missed when, like those RE7 8 days where it was like, hey, it's kind of mainstream. People know what it is clearly, but it's niche enough where I can get my deluxe, right? It's getting so crazy now. It's like literally like, what do you mean you don't have regular copies? It's fucking crazy. And it's weird. I'm just gonna admit to you, I'm being honest. It's an honest podcast. It's almost a sense of entitlement. I'm like, well, fuck me. What do you mean, little Johnny down the street who just played Resident Evil 4 for the first time 2 days ago? What do you mean he's getting his deluxe edition of 9? And here I am, pre-ordered shit on time, did what I need to do. Nope. But yeah, anyways, that sucks. But Resident Evil is awesome. Heard the reviews are great for that one. I'm like, fucking figured. There's one reviewer, I won't name names. You can probably go look this up though, because I'm going to give you specific fucking details. A reviewer I used to watch, but now one that I can't stand personally, and I have unsubscribed because of how cynical they are. But they literally were like, Resident Evil 9 is great, but it's like so short, and like their time isn't lined up with anybody else's time. Like I watch Kind of Funny. Okay, I love, shout out to them, love Kind of Funny. And I'm looking at their review today, and I'm looking at SkillUp's review, and hell, even IGN, like everybody. Because once again, I'm not one of those two. I'm not going to be like, I cannot stand those people who are like, well, I'm going to listen to you only. Like it's like, even like me on my movie reviews, like I recommend, it's like, go watch other people's reviews. Like kind of me, I was a little lukewarm on Crime 101. Everybody else is like, hey, it's a 10. Okay, that means like if like just get. I'm not saying like once again, if you trust me over them, like cool, like because there's a couple reviews out there like kind of like Skill Up's one of them, like Kind of Funny. It's like one of them, like when it comes to games, which I'm gonna buy the games anyways. Like I'm even like that. I'm one of those ones I want to try it myself. Like there's games that both of them have hated that I've loved. And same to a movie, so that whatever. But like if you're like on a budget and you are watching movie reviews and stuff like that to actually gauge, but hey, is this something I want to go see? Like for example, this weekend, right? Scream 7's coming out. There's a lot of Scream fans who are on the fence because all the not allegations, but like the bullshit's happening behind the scenes or whatever. And there's some of them are like, hey, I still want to watch it, but like I might watch this on Paramount Plus in like 6 months instead of dropping like $30 to go, like to take me and my girl or whatever, we'll go watch it. And so like if they trust my review over anybody else's and they're subscribed to me, then yeah, trust me. I'm gonna be honest with you, sure. I'm gonna be honest, more than half of them. I ain't got no fucking, I ain't got no dogs in these races. I ain't even getting paid for this shit, doing it for love of the game. Okay. And I'm just saying, but there, it goes back to that reviewer. He's just like talking about how short it is and whatever. And like everybody else I've watched has been like, hey, at max, this game's 15 to 20 hours. And that's at max. It's but really and truly, it's just cut out the 20, 15 hours, right? And at lowest, it's about like 12. I haven't heard anybody lower that. Dude's like, it took me about like 7 hours to beat. And I'm like, somebody sped run that shit. I ain't even played it, and I can tell you that's bullshit. And even like that too, it almost was like that was like a negative of it. Like if it's short and sweet, like if I play and beat this game, let's say it is like 7 or 8 hours, something like that. If it's short and sweet, it does all the stuff I want Resident Evil to do. You got the badass Leon stuff, you get the cool stuff with Grace and this and that, whatever, like all the horror moments. If it does everything it needs to do and it doesn't outstay its welcome, fucking hell yeah. I was already seeing people in the comments of that video too, where they were like, oh, but for $70. And I'm just like, money, to me, money is money. You only live here fucking one time. You only have, like, literally YOLO. Like, you only live once. You only have so much that you can do during your lifetime. You can walk outside and get the mail and fucking drop dead of a fucking early onset stroke. Who fucking knows, bro? Like, life is too short. If you want to play RE fucking 9, buy RE9. Who gives a fuck if it's 3 hours, if it's 2? I don't understand. They're like, well, I'm not spying a game unless it's over this many hours. Who cares? Who cares? I don't get that. Like, it's like, even like with movies too, like when I'm reviewing movies, I have so many people in the comments. Like, I'll have so many people in the comments that are like just the most insane people I've ever met. You could tell they're never used to the channel because they don't know how we roll around here, where it's like, hey, we're trying to spread positivity about movies and whatever. Like, yeah, we could shit on movies all day long, like ones we don't like, blah, blah, whatever. But like, there's a difference in, you know what I mean? There's a difference in being like negative overtly versus this and that, whatever. Like if we're talking about, let's say Doom Part 3 comes out, people don't like it. There's a difference about, hey man, film just wasn't for me, blah, blah, this and that. I really didn't like this, really like the human element, really like this, blah, blah, blah. And let's say I give it a 10 out of 10. Okay, we can have a conversation or we can talk. Versus somebody that's like, man, this movie's so ass. You got everybody's opinion. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. I just got the strangest phone call from somebody. Anyways, I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about. I was talking Resident Evil, I think. Holy shit, I was on the phone for like 20 minutes and I was like, I'm fucking recording a podcast. Anyways, I think it was about gatekeeping. Fuck me. You know what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, it's about people's comments. I do remember that. But yeah, like it's just a difference in like respect and stuff. Like you'll have like it's a total difference. Like for example, there was one dude the other day was like, LOL, your fucking accent. And it's like, that's just being an ass. Like you could have been like, oh, that's funny. Like you're like could have still said that, but be like, oh man, where you from? Like could have easily just like it's a difference in being an asshole versus like, whatever. And even like that, like whenever I talk about movies, like there's sometimes where I'll go all out and I'm like, but this movie fucking sucks. But even then, at the end of the day, I'm just like, people did make this. There were people that, actually worked on. Like, I don't know. I guess I feel like that differently, especially being somebody that also works full time. It sucks coming. Like, imagine like that's your job and like you got people just bashing you at it. Like that would suck. And so I always had that in my head where I'm like, okay, well, like maybe you went too far here. Like maybe let's remove that part out, whatever. I'm still gonna say what I'm gonna say. Still gonna be honest, but like, hey, your movie's like a 3 out of 10. But I'm just saying you don't have to be like that about it, right? Um, but yeah, that's like the Resident Evil stuff is insane to me. Back to that because I'm going to do one or two things this weekend. I guess I can tell you this also. There should be a Hoppers review later on today. I got to see that early. Not because of Disney. Not no. I did. I will say this. I was a little asshole and made my friends think that. I was like, I got this. Like, she can't speak about it because it's embargo, and they're like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I was like, "Shit, maybe you should." I'm just fucking with them. If they watch this, they'll know. But no, AMC. I'm going to a different AMC, and while I was there, I actually wasn't going there for this, but I was going. I was going to watch Scream 7 on Friday, and I was going to a different or not. Goddamn, I was going to a different area on Saturday, and they have an AMC. And I was like, well, they got Scream in IMAX. And I was like, I've never really seen a Scream in IMAX because, when I was working at my theater that I used to work at, we screened Scream 5 and 6. But it's like, it's 4 or 5 of us, whatever. And like, we didn't have an IMAX at this theater. And so I was like, that would be kind of cool. So I was like, I'll move that. I'll just cancel my Friday tickets. And that's what I did. I started looking. They taught Hopper's early access at like 1 o'clock in IMAX. I was like, fuck yeah. So, boy, oh boy, I said, let me go and get my tickets, son. I said, it looked like we're going to be doing a double feature today. I don't know why the fuck I had an accent, but dude, I'm fucking excited. Hyped as hell. And also, I didn't sign a fucking embargo. I don't know when these reviews come out. I'm assuming Friday, probably. Maybe Thursday, maybe tomorrow. I'm recording this on Wednesday, by the way. It's just one of those things where I was like, yeah, I'll just I didn't have it planned, but I'll have a review out. Like I'm literally going to review Hoppers. I'm going to review that on Saturday night when I get home, and I'll do the Scream video then too. That means the Scream stuff probably will get pushed to Sunday. Maybe I'll get them all out Friday night because I want to do a Scream ranking video. I also need to get my view hours up, so I was like, longer videos would help. So I've got all my Scream videos I did into a compilation. I'm going to put those out with the ranked at the end of that, which means I need to record a Scream 7 and a ranked video. And now I'm kind of trying to figure out where we're going to go in this podcast because I was having a good conversation. I feel like talking about games and stuff, but I had to go do so. There's a lot of stuff happening today for me. I had to go do something, had to run and go do something. So it's for you, nothing's happened, but for me, I've been gone like 4 hours. And I just kind of sit here and think, I was like, well, I could continue talking about games and stuff, which would make probably most sense because I think I've got 30 minutes already at this. Or I could talk about my lore and talk about that, but I might debate and saving that for next week, man, because I feel like I've kind of wasted my time talking about games and talking about Resident Evil and also stuff like that. There's a lot of big releases coming out that I'm pretty excited for. So actually, you know what? I say we just tackle that. If you're mad, I do apologize. I promise you'll get my lore next week. Next week I'm going to dive into how I started my channel, stuff like that. Me working at that awful movie theater job, which was fun, but good God, the boss was awful. Very racist woman. And she was proud too. She would let you know. She let you fucking know. But I feel like that's going to take me so long. Like that could be an hour plus podcast on its own, and I've already talked 30 minutes. Like I'm like, yeah, this could be 2 hours, but I try to keep these at the same to close to the length. So yeah, we'll actually put a real pin in that, and we'll just talk about things. So up on the next agenda, I kind of want to talk about the Backrooms film just briefly. I guess we can call that news of the week or some shit. Well. My thing is this. So movies have been weird lately. I don't want you to market a film for like 20 months because I hate when they do that. Like, I think it was Strangers Chapter 2. I feel like every movie I went and saw, I was just like that same stupid ass song. I'd see Madeline Pesh in them, and I was like, oh, I hope it's better than the first one. Turns out it wasn't. And just so many things happen. Like, like as far as like marketing stuff goes, but we live in a day and age where, there used to be a time, especially in height of Marvel, where you would guarantee at least get two trailers. Like you would get sometimes three. Like you would get a teaser trailer, which would literally show you nothing. It would just tease like it's supposed to. Then you would get a official trailer one, which would be kind of like their next 4 to 6 months push. And then like 2 months before the movie, they'd be like, okay, the official final trailer or like trailer two or whatever, right? I'm seeing a lot of weird things with trailers that I kind of want to talk about, especially like the backrooms thing. So Scream is kind of doing it weird too, where like there's no teaser, there's just an official trailer. And that trailer has been playing in theaters for like 4 months, okay? And every time I go to it, I'm not mad about it. I like Ghostface. I like the Scream movies where it's not an annoying trailer either. It's just, once again, I feel like you kind of want to see a little bit newer footage, especially for movies like that. And so, like, they wait till literally the release date week of the movie comes out as of recording tomorrow night. And I think it was Monday this week. They were like, here's the final trailer. And it's like literally 40 seconds. And if anything, it spoils more stuff because I just want to tackle this too. So if you want to skip forward about 30 seconds, I don't know any inside info about Scream 7. I am one of those ones who scrolled on Twitter and I found out who the killers were. I'm not going to spoil that for you. I'm not going to tell you that. I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to Scream. I could care less. Like, I'm more there kind of like for example, like I'm going for Sydney and like I'm going there for like the cool chase sequences with Ghostface. Like, I don't really give a shit. I haven't cared about a killer in Scream since Scream 4. Like, five I actually take it back. I kind of liked that I did 5, but like 1-6, I was like, okay, I kind of called it. I didn't call the one girl because they kind of had her dead or whatever off screen. But yeah, like it's just one of those things. Like I could care less, and if you surprise me, cool. But I wasn't looking for it. I just saw it. I was a little bit pissed off when I saw it, but I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But I will say this. Based on the trailers, I don't like the trailers for the new Scream film. Like, they've kind of showed us, and I could be 100% wrong. I don't know anything else. Like, okay, that's why I said, just grain of salt. It's not a spoiler. I mean, technically it is if you haven't seen the trailers. But they've kind of like showed you that like Sydney's daughter's boyfriend and Sydney's husband, unless it's like a Chad situation from Scream 6 where he gets stabbed 32,000 times and he lives, kind of spoiled the fact that they both die, because like the dad is played by Joel McHale, who they've had in no trailers except for that clip of him like looking at something off the ground. But like the first trailer shows like a tarp being tossed over him, and I've seen so many times, like I'll be like on TikTok or Instagram, something like that, whatever, even Twitter, and like an ad will pop up for it, and it'll literally show him like in first person POV stabbing a dude in a tarp, and it literally is like the cop, and I was like, well, we already know that's City's husband. And then like the final trailer that they just recently showed, they're like literally showing the boyfriend getting attacked. And like, once again, these people could live. I don't believe that. And I don't like stuff like that in trailers, especially for something like Scream. I feel like you could only spoil one character's death. And I feel like that's as far as you can go. I feel like you don't show, I feel like it's too many. Like, especially people like that, because like Sydney's husband's like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Probably something I would have liked to have not known before I went into it. But I'm excited for the movie. All things aside, all issues aside from the crazy things that happen behind closed doors. It's a Scream movie. It sucks what happened. I love Melissa Barrera. I love Jenna Ortega. If I didn't see, and that's my thing. I don't want to lie either, so I don't really know. I mean, I just guess to be honest, I don't really know what I would have done if I like didn't review movies and I didn't have AMC A-list, like I didn't do all these blah blah. I don't know if I would have seen this like this, but I feel like if I was if I was working in the theater like I did a few years ago, I probably would have screened it. I mean, I don't know why I would have said no. And I'm not one of those ones I'm not gonna be like, man, we're gonna boycott whatever. All of Hollywood, if you like it's all bad. It's just like I always say, like if you're gonna boycott something, you should like go live out in the woods, because like for example, like you'll have people be like, let's boycott Apple. It's like, okay, your Simon and Schuster books, they probably murder like 1 billion and whatever trees is probably off for the environment. Like it's like every company, like Amazon, like every one of them's like not great. And so I'm one of these ones where, and that sounds awful, but like I'm one of these ones where like Scream 7, they were gonna make it no matter what. They literally told you that. If you didn't boycott 6, I feel like you shouldn't even be talking about boycotting 7. I just feel like that because what they did to Nev Campbell in 6 was kind of fucked up to me. Where they were like, "Yeah, we know that you pretty much live and breathe this franchise. We don't need you." And then because she asked for more pay, they're like, "We're not paying you." And that's why I think it's kind of funny because they probably paid her an arm and a leg for this one. Because imagine like coming back to her and be like, "Hey, will you please be in it?" After you did that to her in 6. And so I feel like if you were people and it made money and made an assload of money, if you were people that didn't give a fuck about that and you went and saw 6 after what they did to her, I'm like, to me it's the same difference. Like it's different strokes for sure, yeah. But I'm like, it's like they fucked over Nev in this one, they fucked over Melissa in this one. It's a rocky franchise for sure. I will say this: my hopes have dropped for this film because it hit me at time of recording this. I was like, okay, Resident Evil reviews came out today for Requiem, but I was like, there's no reviews for Scream 7, and I'm sure they'll bullshit and be like, well, it's because of spoilers. No, because working in a theater, I know when these movies unlock. That movie unlocks tonight at midnight, which means like movie theater employees can watch that movie at midnight. Like if they're like my theater, you can screen that movie at midnight. You can screen it in the morning, whatever it is that like before it technically releases, like at your 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock show on tomorrow on Thursday, or whatever early. It's kind of weird to me that's dropped. That means release. That means I'm assuming reviews are tomorrow, unless they're pulling a Stranger Chapter 3 and they're dropping reviews on Friday. I don't know what's going on with that, but that right there makes me think, okay, while it might not be bad, it's probably cliche as fuck because I like the reveals are probably awful as far as plot goes. If the Ghostface kills are just okay, and it seems like they're retreading old ground, bringing Nev back and stuff. That it could just be one of those things where, like, well, we know even though it's not a 0 out of 10, it might just be like a 4 or not 4, but like probably like a 6 or 7, something like that, right? Maybe a 6.5, something like that out of 10. Like if it's like that, they know, hey, that's bad enough for the fandom. Might be like, hey, we'll wait for the streaming, and so bad signs with that. And yeah, but let's talk about Backrooms because I got sidetracked off that. So Backrooms. If you watch the Kane Pixels video, that's how I got distracted. We'll talk trailers, whatever. They dropped a teaser for this, and I was a little confused. I like the teaser. I think it's an excellent teaser. I actually love it. I'm a little confused though about how they market these movies lately, especially with Backrooms, because Backrooms comes out May 29th. I don't know if you've checked your calendar, but the time of this being posted, it is a day from March 1st. That's 2 months away, like a little over 2, like 2.5. I guess you could bullshit it, right? It's like basically 2 months away, right? And I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, I was like, well, I don't expect you to have a trailer next week, like an official one. So we're probably going to have this teaser for all of March, which means, are you dropping an official trailer the month before release? I'm like, that's fine, but I don't know. And maybe it's just me. I could be wrong, but I just feel like Backrooms is such a big deal. I don't think it's like Minecraft where it's going to make bank. I don't know what this movie's rated either. Like if it's violent, I don't know. I don't know. It could cuss a lot. It could be rated R. I don't know. It's going to be rated. If it's PG-13, then yes, but I don't know. But it's one of those things where I feel like it's gonna be big enough with like the that creepy pasta crowd and like those like I said, kind of like the Minecraft, like that type of crowd. And I feel like it's gonna be, like I said, crowded enough where if you market this properly, like it's gonna, because like you look at Kane's videos, right? Like millions and millions and millions and millions of views. And I know that he's not the one that originally created it, but apparently he's the one that originally created like a lot of lore for it and stuff. And even like that, I saw people being hate comments. You always got haters out there. I'm telling you, man, haters suck. You know what I always say about haters? Haters are people that can't do shit themselves. That's what I always say. And a lot of that's true because this dude's like the youngest filmmaker, I guess like theatrical filmmaker of all time. Like the way that I think that's right. Because he was 19 when he filmed this movie. Now he's 20, but like he was 19 years old, got a big old budget from A24, just that whatever, made this movie. And you got people I was seeing on TikTok, oh my God, I can't believe they gave him the book. Like just being haters. I'm like, bitch, you're sitting here on TikTok commenting on a post. Meanwhile, he just fucking made a big Hollywood movie with Chiwetel Ejiofor, bro. That's fucking crazy. fuck off. Like, there's always gonna be a bitch in your corner, bro. I'm telling you, you can't do anything big. Like, even like me, I'm a small YouTuber. The amount of fucking insane comments. I've gotten racy comments too. I said, I'll never forget Ironheart. Sidetrack, right? I guess I'm done to my backrooms. I'm excited for it. But I'll never forget when I'm talking about Ironheart, right? This actually, you know what? We might just end it here just because it's a long enough story, I feel like. Ironheart was a show that I feel like I kind of overly defended. I can admit that myself, especially like looking back on my review. Might would have dropped it a point, maybe a half a point. But it's one of those things that being black, especially, and I almost want to say like a modern day America, because it's always been bad, but it's really bad, especially as of recent. Like you'll have let's say you like look on the news or you're seeing on TikTok, this, whatever. You'll see like, 30,000 white, Asian, whatever, blah, blah, people killing people every day. And it's like, damn, that sucks. And then like you'll have one black person do something and it's like death to all of them. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's also scary, but it's also one of those things too that we've kind of gotten as a culture and society outside of all the hatred, but more so people don't give anything a chance. Which that's been a thing. This is like just not even like the last couple years. It's been a thing for like 5 years now. But like I remember when the new Captain America was coming out, because that was also last year. Which that was fine. That was fine. I go back on that too. I was like, yeah, probably drop a score a little bit on that too. But like that and Ironheart, both of those projects were, I felt, overhated. Like you would always have people in the comments, literally, like even like that the review bombing. Well, it's not review bombing. It is review bombing, dumbass, when you haven't seen the whole show. And let's be frank, you probably didn't watch one episode. And you leave it a 0 out of 10 on IMDb. Like, yes, that is review bombing. They love doing that shit. Like, they'll be like, oh my God, I hope Disney takes the lesson on this one. And I'm like, bitch, like, do you not have a life? Is it that sad over there? And apparently it is. Apparently it is. They don't have a fucking life. And so I remember Captain America. Captain America didn't really get a whole lot of pushback for. There was a little bit, but it was fine. Ironheart was a lot. There was a lot of like racy shit. I had to like literally remove people on my TikTok that were trying to like say shit. Like it was crazy. Like I got threats. Like it's never been that bad before. Like that was like when I was probably at like 500 subs, maybe 400, probably shit back then. Probably 400 now. I'm thinking about it. And actually, no, I might have been 5 because I think Ironheart. I'm thinking about Captain America come out in February. Ironheart was later, but anyways, don't matter. It was the summer, right? Yeah. But yeah, I remember I did my review and I was just like, I was like, I don't really know what all the hoopla is about. This show's fine. Like people, for example, they're fine with Walter White, treating his wife like she did and, getting into a life of crime and killing people and this, that, whatever. They're fine with Jax Teller cheating on his wife and killing people once again. And, literally being a part of like a gang. And it's just awful. But we love these characters. Like, we love these shows. You got a little black girl that's like, hey, I'm like being in crime because I want to pay for this and that, whatever, blah, blah. I know I'm smart. I know I can do it. Like, she got like a little chip off her shoulder, whatever. And I really enjoyed the fact that she like made like a deal by the end of the show, like with Mephisto, light spoilers, but like with Mephisto and stuff. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh man, we finally get Mephisto. I really like where this is going. Like if they ever make another season 2 or if they ever bring her back, like how are they going to do this, whatever. And all I'm seeing before I even made my post was people being like, oh my gosh, they just like made her so evil. Like these people that don't even like her anyway. So like, why do you fucking care? And they're literally just like, oh my God. Like I don't even know who to root for in this show. She's just like a fucking criminal. Same people that'll literally say Breaking Bad's greatest show of all time, which I do love that show. I'm not ragging on that, but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me. They will literally watch all these shows where people are murdering people. People are like fucking Sopranos. They'll be like, oh man, I just love him. Like they'll watch all this shit with these awful people. And then you have a Marvel character who finally is like morally gray, where she's like, "Hey, like I just made a deal with the devil, but like I'm still gonna try to be a hero, but I need this and that, blah blah." No, that's where we draw the line. That's where you know why? Because she's black. I had one dude who literally told me that, and that's when I was like, okay, does nobody else in the comments write like, do y'all see? This is what the fuck I'm talking about. And he sent me like a big ass. I didn't even know you could do this on TikTok. I've never seen it before. Sent like a video in the comments, and like dude was like using like his fucking his like OG iPhone like fucking 3GS. It was insane the grain on this bitch. Like I've never like it literally looked like it. Just let me describe it like this: the inside of his house, the way he looked, and the way the quality of filming was done. I thought I was like watching a playthrough of Resident Evil 7. Dead ass, I'm being so serious because this guy was literally just like, he was like, "Let me tell you something." I was like, is he gonna throw out a slur? I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it. He didn't say it. And yeah, he's sitting over here talking about how like she's taken Iron Man's mantle, which no, she's not. It's no different than like a Spider-Man and like a Miles Morales Spider-Man and like even like that. They're like, oh Spider-Man, Miles Morales is a Spider-Man. Who's Miles Morales? It's like you don't say this shit about other characters. Like when Bucky takes over the mantle in the comics as Captain America, they call him Cap still. Literally all the different Ghost Riders. You've got all the different iterations of like Superman and like all the different Batmans, like all like just so many characters have different things. Even like that, they'll call Spider-Man 2099 Spider-Man instead of Miguel O'Hara. They'll call Spider Noir, but when it comes to Miles, the black one, he's just Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man. Why are all the other Spider-Man Spider-Man? Is racism? No, they'll say no, it's not. Sounds like fucking racism to me. Like, what do you mean even the Hispanic Spider-Man is Spider-Man of Miguel O'Hara? Even he's Spider-Man. And that's my thing. Like, that's what I mean by talking the world had this today. Like, it's only against like black people I've been noticing. Like, yeah, you got racism there. Like, it is with this and that, but like, it seems like everybody's kind of like united against like black people. It's insane. Like especially when it comes to media, because like it's like you'll even like that. Like I was seeing like them talk about the new Game of Thrones show. I'm sitting over here as a black guy watching 9 of 7 Kings, going, "Oh man, this show's awesome! 10 out of 10, love it." You got a bunch of these fucking people on Twitter watching it, and they're like, "What I'm talking about out here, none of them blacks like in the House of the Dragon." And I'm like, who gives a fuck? It's a you're fine with the fictional dragon. But you draw the line. There wasn't no black people back then. Well, no fucking dragons. There was no fucking dragons. What are you talking about? And it's just like it's like I'm not saying I'd be fine with any kind of racism. Before I didn't rephrase that, but I would at least be fine with it to an extent if you were like racist and like not smart, but like not hypocritical. Every time I hear any kind of racism about characters like this online, it's just always like the most hypocritical shit. They're like, well, actually, this is pulling me out of the show because there's black people in medieval thing. It's like, okay. Oh, well, there really weren't. I mean, it's kind of racist you saying that, but whatever. Oh, you mean the show with the dragons in it? That didn't pull you out. That didn't pull you out. The ones that have white walkers, like big old like mummified white little ghost demon motherfuckers that made out, that didn't pull you out of it. But the black people, the black people did. Okay. Like it's like even like the Lord of the Rings show, it's not good. I don't like it. I'm not offending this shit. But like I remember there were so many, like, there's a black elf. I need you to repeat what you just said. There's a black elf. An elf. They are not real. Okay? If you told me he was purple, I believe it. Because it's a show. It's fucking fiction. Now, if they were making like a fucking JFK documentary movie or whatever the fuck, a biopic, and it was like played by me, okay, then we have a problem. And like, I love how they always try to combat this too. Like, I had a couple pictures like that in my Ironheart review. They were like, "Would you be fine with this?" And it was like literally like Chris Pratt is like, it's like Rosa Parks, like MLK or whatever. And I'm like, are you not understanding? Those are real people. Ironheart's not real. Ironheart, when she was created, was black. Like, it's not like she was white and they're like, "Man, let's make her black." Like, no. Like, it's completely different. It's like you jump from like one extreme to the next. It's like, we're talking about fictional characters. Now you're over here talking about, well, would you be fine with this? And it's like real people. It's like, would you be fine with like Ryan Gosling playing MLK? It's like, MLK's a real person. Ryan Gosling's a fucking real person. What are you talking about? We're talking about fictional fucking characters. And it's like they just don't understand. Like even like the Miles thing, it's like, huh, yeah, like would you be fine with Black Panther being played by a white? Literally all of these are fictional characters. And even like that, you go to like most black characters like that, like Storm. I think she's like from Africa, correct? And like you've got the Wakandans who are like African tribes, spiritual, blah blah. It's like most black characters, them being black is like kind of in their DNA, right? Like even like Miles, like him being like mixed, like with black and Hispanic, is like very much a part of his character. And if you just was like, was a white guy, okay, then that's Peter Parker. Then there you go, there you go. We were talking about racism, and I'm depressed for like 20 minutes. So let's end this. Let's end this correctly. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, man. Like it's just. I remember when I made that Ironheart post. I was like, maybe I'll get some people to like be like, yeah, it's not that bad. Like you had people acting like this was the worst TV show of the year. They were like, this is the worst you've ever seen in my life. I was like, you need to watch more fucking TV, buddy, if that's the case. And also have the time come for people who haven't watched it. Like even like that, I met one dude. Like like telling somebody's line, I watched every episode. I'm like, did you though? You didn't watch it. Like, because even like that's like the Star Trek thing I was talking about briefly last week. Like you got all these YouTubers that are like, man, I really fucking hate this episode of Star Trek. Let's watch the next one. It's like, oh, I really hate like the next 10. They'll be like, oh, they're on episode 8 review. They're like, really hate that episode. Was it worse than last week's? Yes, it just gets worse and worse. And I'm like, why the fuck are you still talking about it? If it's that bad, why are you still recording and talking about? Because of money, because of views. That's what grifting is a real thing. I don't know why people try to ignore that. That's a real fucking thing. And it's not even like necessarily political based either. Like I don't know why people mainly just think that, I guess, because it's like there's political grifters on both sides, whatever. But there really is grifting in like every space. Like I said, like these movie reviewers, like so like that, like. There's a reviewer I watch. He hasn't reviewed a new movie in like 3 weeks, and all these releases that have came out, and he chose to review Wuthering Heights randomly the other day, and I was like, why the fuck would you review it a week after release? You know why? Because guess what? He already knew before he went into it he was going to hate it. He already knew the online reception that people hated it. He knew it was number 1 at the box office. He knew that was going to get him some clicks, and it fucking did. It worked. And so it's just like everybody's got their own thing, man. Like everybody knows like how to get people riled up. And that's what I mean by like the world's kind of going to shit. Like people fall for this shit. Like they have uneducated people talking about film and TV and media, and like they've got uneducated people talking about video games, especially. Like they'll be like, why the fuck is this game woke? Starring a black guy, like the new Silent Hill's come out this year, and I'm like, we haven't played it. You don't know how any of this is going to be. You don't know what the plot is. Nothing. Just saw a fucking 50-second teaser, and they're already trying to tell you, and like getting people riled up. And I'm like, why are y'all getting mad over this guy who has the same knowledge as you do on this game? Like both of y'all equally don't know anything. It's the fucking blind leading the blind, and it's sad. That's why like a lot of games, like I remember like Dragon Age Velguard, you would have damn near convinced me that game was trash. I fucking played it. I was like, okay. By the end of it, I was kind of getting tired of the combat. It was very samey, and you feel very overpowered by the time, especially you get to like the third act. But I really like the characters. I was like, I'm liking this world. Like this and whatever. It's not a perfect game. Hell no. But it's pretty good. I was like, what's the problem with it? Well, it's one of the characters said that they didn't know that. What? Like, why does that bother? Just don't fucking play that quest. Who cares? It's like everybody's gotta have a fucking opinion. That's the problem. And I'm one of them too. I say this every time. I gotta have an opinion too. I'm posting shit online, but like everybody's gotta have a fucking opinion, dude. Like everybody. Like it used to be. I feel like an old man when I say this every time I say it. But like we used to live in a day and age where like let's say like you would watch Stranger Things like the last season, and like you used to be like, I don't really like that. You would go to work next day, and that would be it. And then the next week, I'm gonna start a new show, honey. That's it. Now you got people making TikToks like, oh man, I know I loved all 4 seasons, but I didn't like this season, so that means the writers is trash. And like those poor Duffer Brothers, they literally have like a new show they're producing. But they haven't even made it, but like they're producing it. People are like, it's gonna be shit. And I'm like, because you didn't like 1 season of TV. You liked 1 through 4, kissing ass, waiting patiently buying all the merch, listening to Running Up That Hill, all this bullshit. That you watch one season, you're like, boy, 1 out of 5 is not a bad score. What are you talking about? And like these people just like everybody like it's like literally all the stuff I saw on Stranger Things. Everybody's like, I hate it, hate it, hate it. And I'm like, I like it. Like, I'm more outliers, I guess. And like everybody's like, man, this is bullshit. It should have ended the way I imagined in my head. It's like, okay, that's your first problem. And I don't know, like it's just everybody's got a fucking opinion, man. And it's something else. Like it really affects the video game industry too, because like everybody's got this picture in their head of like, oh, this, like for example, like Resident Evil 9. Like I'm really excited for it. I really have a picture in my head. It's gonna be like probably my favorite game of the year. And you have people like, for example, like, I'm not going to review that probably. I will depend. I don't think I'm going to review it. I don't think I'm going to bring game reviews back. I might talk about it on a podcast, something like that, how I like it next week or something like that. But you're going to have people out there that are going to play this, and let's say they don't like it or whatever because they imagine it being the best game ever. And let's say they're like, man, by the end of the game, Jill's probably going to show up, and like this person's probably going to show up, and this and that's going to happen. And then if it doesn't happen, they're going to get online and tell everybody, man, this game kind of trash because like it didn't do the same. No, that's just what you want it to do. Like it's fine what it is. And I just feel like that's a big problem, like going into things, because the problem, like I said, it's not an old head, is that everybody's also got a phone, and so everything, like there's nothing secret anymore. Like I was like I saw a clip of like a streamer the other day too, and I was like, all these friends were like streaming and eating together, and I was like, would they actually have been like eating together or like even hang out if they weren't streamers? It's like y'all can't go to a restaurant. Imagine going to a restaurant, you get this big ass ring light, and like your waiter's over there like trying to talk to you guys, but like she can't, now she has to be like in an extra chipper mood because she's on camera now. And it's just, I don't know, man. Like it's just getting crazier and crazier. There's this fuck. Actually, I wasn't going to talk about that. You'll know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about if I say that. It's very specific, so I'm not going to say that. But yeah, there's this inflow of social media, and like I said, sound like an old head. I know people my age don't usually say this shit, but like it really is awful. Like, it's like even like movies, like everybody's got opinion on that shit. Like I said, that one guy I talked about a few weeks ago on the podcast, like bitching and moaning, talking about Marty Supreme was this and wasn't that and wasn't this, and Michael B. Jordan should win and it shouldn't be Timothy and blah blah whatever. And I'm like, okay, he's got a pretty strong opinion on this. And like somebody in the comments said something about, oh, like what'd you not like about it? And then I dude's like, I didn't even watch it. I was like, fuck you, gaslighting all these people, getting all these people to hate Timothy Chalamet for some fucking reason because he's like, I ain't even seen the movie, might be good. Like, bro, what the fuck? It's just crazy, dude. And like, I hate. I'm telling you, I'm gonna start fucking I'm gonna start swiping. I can't even open it anymore. Every time I see an ad on any movie on TikTok, if I open the comments, I actually feel like I'm gonna throw up because it's all uneducated people. It's all people that heard their favorite YouTuber's opinion. And that actually reminds me, I used to have a friend in high school. He was exactly like that. Like, if you talk to him about any movie, I swear to God, I started picking up on who he was watching because I was like, fucker, I watch the same people. He would literally say the same shit these people would say. Like, for example, he's of course a hater of the new trilogy of Star Wars, and everything he says is like literally lines up with like the last like so like at the time the like 3 biggest like movie review YouTubers. And like he would always like, oh man, this is trash, this is bad, this is bad. And I was like, motherfucker, do you like anything? Like, literally, do you like anything? Like, literally, you could watch any fucking movie, and he would, like, even like that, he's one of those ones that's like, Marvel's dead to me after Endgame. And I'm like, okay. Like, it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm not a trend hopper. Definitely not a trend setter, but I just, like, right now, if you told me, like, I don't know, what's something excited for this year? Like, Dune. Like 3, like if you told me it was like the worst movie ever, and like let's say everybody said that is 0% Rotten Tomatoes, like a fucking 0 on IMDb, like if it was like just that bad, I'm still gonna go watch it so I can go see for myself if it's good. Like I cannot stand that shit. Like I used to know a couple people like this too. Like when I was at the theater I used to work at, I remember there were so many times like where like these group of dudes came in, a couple of them actually knew, and like I'll never forget, like, they would base, like, they always have like a group leader, right? That's what I used to call it. But like so many times, like somebody like would come up in there, I'm like, "Oh, are you watching? I don't know what's a movie came. Okay, let's say Send Help, right? Let's say they came and watch Send Help. I'm like, oh man, you coming to see Send Help, whatever? Oh no, I was, but like my buddy said it was trash. It's like you're gonna let this guy who fucking watched this movie, who, because he didn't like it. Once again, everything's not made for you. Because he didn't like the movie, tell you that he didn't like it, you're just like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it now. It's like, is like, what? I wish I had that much pull. I really do. Like, it's like, if he told you that, like, that would make me even more want to go. Like, okay, let me see if I like it myself. Like, it's like, I'm always gonna trust the opinion of people, but like, I'm one of those ones like, I want your opinion. I'm still gonna see it for myself, whatever, blah blah. But like, it's just, I don't know. Like, um, I don't know. Like, it's just, it's odd to me that people do that. I do know that there's some factors like money, so that's why reviews are in handy, because stuff being tight, whatever, blah blah. But like, if you are like in high school, if you're like in early college, like if you're not worried about money and all sort of stuff like that, why do you care so much about somebody else's opinion? I'll never understand that at all, because if I listen to everybody I know, there's so many movies I'd have missed that I like. There's so many games I wouldn't have played because that I really like, and there's a few books I probably wouldn't have read that I really enjoy. And I just like, everybody's got a different opinion. Like, I can go watch Scream 7 this week and tell you, oh my god, I love it so much, 9 out of 10, and 30 other people can go watch it and be like, that's ass 4, but I liked it, and that's all that matters. Um, and so yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. That's kind of all I want to say this week. We got some serious stuff towards the end there, last 30 minutes or so. But next week, I promise you, we will get into this fucking lore. I get so sidetracked. I'm gonna stay on topic. I promise. I will probably start it by updating you on Resident Evil Requiem, because that's the first order of business. First thing I will be trying to play this weekend before I go watch Hoppers and some other stuff like that early, and put out those reviews. You'll have all those reviews this weekend. There's a high chance you'll probably get 20 fucking videos on Sunday, because if, depending on how late I get home, by the time I record stuff, I don't know if I'm with like editing on shit. I'll probably have it recorded Saturday, but it depends. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. And probably next Wednesday or Thursday, I'll record the next podcast, and I will tell you my lore. So you will find out about me working at the movie theaters, about the raises I'm about to deal with, about times when you would get sick and you get threatened with getting fired, and how we were supposed to get raises one time, and then we didn't, even though we were promised it. Just the craziest shit. So yeah, be looking out for that. That bitch might be 2 hours. I'm gonna try to have some interviews in that too. I'm actually having a little friends get together thing tomorrow, and so hopefully, if all things go as planned, I might get a couple of them maybe to call in for that thing where I can like interview them, because ironically, all my friends that I've had for years, I met at that theater. That's probably the one good. I will say, and it's kind of sweet every time I say it. I fucking said this shit in the video one time and about fucking cried. But like, literally every friend that I have, from my best friend to like 4 or 5 other of my friends, whatever it's at, we used to be tighter than what we were, but we're still really close. It's because of the theater. Like, it literally is. That's the only good thing that came from that fucking hellish job. That and seeing movies early. I'll never forget Spider-Man when we were like, oh, let's drop it at midnight, like on Wednesday. Boy, Wednesday night, midnight, we fucking watched that shit, bro. It was like, oh, it was actually like Wednesday, so technically it was Tuesday night at midnight. It dropped early for some reason. No Way Home, boy. I remember we was posting that motherfucker on Snapchat. We was like we didn't post a movie, but like we was like, we finna watch this bitch. Bro, people were getting pissed. We were like, what the fuck? We're like, hell yeah, that's right, boy. Boy, that movie was so fucking good. Even like that. Can't tell people that you like that movie now, because people are going to tell you to fuck off. And I'm just like, people hate fun. That's the problem with today's age. Fun is fun, man. Like, hell, like what you like, do what you want to do, and stay blessed out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one. And also, if you new and you watch this whole thing somehow, like, subscribe. Thank you.